right. Let me see here. All right, I think it's just me watching now. If I still have this up, it's because I'm still new to this live stream game. Check. Oh, all right, we got some people here. So, first of all, good morning, wherever you are around the world. We're going to begin things at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm here in California time, Pacific Coast. I hope everyone's doing well. So this is going to be on YouTube, and I'll definitely have this up for the replay on a separate website. And I'm going to say all of this again later once we have more people here. But this is going to be a training that I really want to share that really needs to be said to all the DJs out there. So give me a second here. Whoever is here, put it down in the chat. Where are y'all from? And first of all, can you hear me loud and clear? And I'm going to work on my resolution on my screen. I definitely care about the video quality. As I get better on this live streaming, I'll definitely put up more or improve my quality. But as long as you can hear me good, perfect. I think that's all what you need right now. We got some people here. We're going to start shortly at 9 a.m. What will be very helpful for you, because I know everyone here who is watching this is coming from all walks of life and are at different, it's in a different timeline in your DJ business and career. I'm very limited with the time that I have here online, and I really want this video and this live stream to be effective as possible. So after this live stream, if you found any value, shoot me a DM. Let me know, see how I can support you in any way after this. All right, 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left, and I am live streaming from Zoom here at my place right now. So super excited to share with you what I have going on. I'll be sharing you my screen, going over some notes. This is going to be action-packed information, and hopefully that whatever I'm about to share with you here isn't too overwhelming. Just because there is a lot of information, but my goal is by the end of this live stream is that you have a clear guide, a good framework of the action steps you need to do to make DJing full-time. All right, so 1 minute left before I get into it, and it will be on the replay. So I know there'll be some people who are watching this later. Just know that for this live stream, I'll be kind of quick, and I want you guys to take some notes, all right? So one more minute, and I appreciate everyone here who's watching. We're just getting started. People are DMing me right now, getting some messages. All right, it is now 9 a.m. All right, everyone, first of all, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate each and every one of you for really just spending some time with me, just learning about how to become a full-time wedding DJ. And my goal is, by the end of this video, is that you have a framework, a guideline, an idea, a blueprint of exactly what you need to do this full-time. So I'll be walking with you through some of the formulas, some of my strategies, and I really want you to have a better and clear picture of what you should be doing in your business. And I'll be asking you some questions that you should think about to see what strategies you need to do. All right, DJ Joe Funk tuned in. Good morning from Chatsworth. Welcome. All right, so with that, so not only do I want you to know what to do, but I also want you to guide you so that way you can take this video and take everything that I share with you and apply it to your business. And it's good to know, and it's good to have this information, but without taking action, it's not going to work. And one thing before we get started as well is that just know, as much as this information, it's going to take lots of effort. So just know that, hey, if you really want to become a full-time wedding DJ, know that it takes lots of effort as well. All right, so I share with you the outcome. Like, I really want this to be clear, my message, and just making sure that you understand why I'm sharing this with you. I really want you to take actionable steps. All right, so take down some notes as I go through this. Why me? All right, so for those people who've been following me for a while, been on YouTube, and I've been a full-time DJ since 2015, and gladly say that I'm making a good amount of money. And I'm able to share this knowledge with you guys, and I really want to help everyone out so that way we can elevate the industry. And I really want to share some things that hasn't been said in the YouTube space, in the business space around DJing, and I want to share my perspective if you're open to it. I mean, I'm just a young DJ, right? Why you guys should listen to me, I don't know. But anyways, so like I mentioned earlier, if you joined my live stream, this video is going to be quick. All right, there's going to be lots of information that I want to share with you, and I have to, just because I don't know your business. I don't know where you're at in life where it needs the attention and detail that we need. So as long as you take this frameworks and what I'm about to share with you and apply it to your business, and I'll walk you through that, then you'll be good. All right. But if you do want some more support, I do have an offer at the very end, which if you want to learn more from me and really look into your business more closely and see exactly what you need to do, then that's a conversation we'll have later after this video. All right. So housekeeping things really quick. I know lots of people want to know the information that I want to share with you. Feel free to ask questions later, just because I want to be respectful of everyone's time here on the live stream. And if you do have any questions, you can ask me on Instagram. But more importantly, just know that I do have a community, Wedding DJ Mastery. Link down in the description. You can join that. It's free. I'm just making it free for right now. And post up your questions there, because the questions that I get, I want other DJs like you to see those kind of questions, and I just have to answer it once. I'm trying to save myself some time instead of replying to each and every one, whereas I can just put it up there and everyone can see, and you're helping not just you're not only just helping you out, but other DJs around as well. All right, so that's that. And then if you found any value, lastly, feel free to leave me a testimonial or a review or some kind of comment on what's one or at least 2-3 gold nuggets that you take off this masterclass video. I would really, really appreciate. So I know that this effort that I'm putting out here is valuable and helping you. And if I can just help one DJ, it makes me happy, because I'm more about spreading the message and just making sure that you guys grow in your business. All right, so here we go. Formulas and strategies. Now, we kind of have to break it down, and I have to be real with you. Before we go deep, we have to kind of just find a foundation of where we're at with things. Full time, what does it mean? Okay, because full time for most people it replaces their 9 to 5 job, whatever that may be. Now, some of you are doing this full time, which is great, and you're just learning more to expand your business. Some of you are DJing part time because you have another job or for whatever reason. And we want to listen or pay attention to that. And there's some DJs who are probably watching this right now who are just strictly they're just beginning. They're just getting started. So wherever you're at right now, we want to define what full-time means for you. Now, full-time, it includes you being an entrepreneur. This is your business, and this is you breathe and live DJing. And it may not be for everyone, but if it is for you, obviously you know the benefits, and I'm not going to go over that why you should become full-time. This video is if you want to become full-time. So if you don't want to become full-time, this video may not be for you, and I recommend you just leave right now so I could save you some time. But if you do want to become full-time, wherever you're at in that spectrum, or if you are already full-time, stay in this video, because you know sometimes we are full-time, but if we're not maintaining that, then you won't be full-time anymore. All right. So you want to define what full-time means for you. And I'm going to share with you my screen. I think this is a better way of sharing with you my ideas, so that way I can have you be more engaged with what I have to say. So on Zoom, I'll be sharing with you a whiteboard right here. All right, it's loading up on the screen. Okay, hope everyone can see this whiteboard right here. Let me, how to DJ weddings full time. All right. So we talked about being full time, right? And we have to define what that means for you. So full time, what does it mean? For you. Now we can describe it in words, but I like to describe it with numbers, right? So full time. And the most common thing is that people want to DJ to replace their current 9 to 5 job. So we kind of have to work backwards. And that's how I like to think, is working backwards to figure out where you're at right now and what you need to do. So for example, a good salary or working salary, some people, they make $60,000, all right, like on their current job. Now, to become full-time for a DJ, I mean, we'll break down the formula for that in a bit, but we want to replace this 9 to 5 job. So let me be clear on this. Is the 9 to 5 job currently? All right. So right here, make that bigger. Okay, so we need to replace that. And by the way, some of the things that I'm sharing with you may be redundant, or you already know about this, but I have to make this clear, because if we don't break this down, the rest wouldn't make sense. All right, so 60,000 is what people make. Let's make an approximate. But if you are to DJ full time, you're becoming an entrepreneur, you have your own company, and there's going to be taxes and there are going to be expenses. So realistically, and don't forget inflation too, right? With the cost of living, let's say that, we want to make 60,000, but ideally it would be nice to make 60,000 like net. All right. So our goal, just for example, in this scenario, is 100,000. All right. Full-time DJing to replace job. All right. And the reason why I chose 100,000 is because of taxes and expenses, because as much as 60,000, you're working for someone else. 100,000, you're working for yourself. And there's a lot of expenses that are included with that, or part of that. So now let's break it down. All right. So you want to DJ full time wherever you're at in your business, and figure out this formula, this equation right here. And I'll put it right here. I'll try to make this window big. Hopefully you can see this okay. All right. So the first thing you want to do is, let's see here. It's the amount you charge times the number of events equals 100,000, or whatever. Actually, I'll make this formula generic. How much you want to make. All right, I'll make this bigger. All right. So the number you charge times the number of events equals how much you want to make. All right, so let's break this down even more. All right, so using my example right here. All right, here, number you charge, let's say 4,000 times, or let's reverse engineer this really quick. I'll work backwards. Let me see if I can type this really quick. All right, so you have 100,000. You want to make 100,000. Now, given this formula right here, number you charge times the number of events, I would say the average DJ, I think in the market nowadays, are going what? Let's round up, 2,000. All right, that's how much you charge times how many events that you would have to actually do to help you earn 100,000. Let me do the math. I mean, it should be 50,000, but just want to make sure. Yep. Not 50,000, 50, 50 events. All right. So given this equation right here, I just flipped it. So imagine you want to make $100,000 a year. And you're currently charging 2,000 times 50 events. So this is one way to become full-time. All right. Now, take a look into your business right now and see what you need to do. You can play around these variables and see how it fits into your current business. So let's see here. Imagine you were charging $1,500. All right, let's do some math here. And I really want to make sure this makes sense before we move on to the itty bitty details. All right, 100,000 divided by 1,500. All right, shoot, you have to work 66, 67 events. All right, let's do some more numbers. I mean, there's some DJs out there, and I don't know how they're doing it, but they're charging, I don't know, let's say 1,000. Oh, sorry, yeah, 1,000. They would have to work 100 events. Now, these are the factors that you can play around. Let me see here. I wonder how I can underline it. There we go. How much you charge and the number of events that you choose to do. All right. And this is all going to be important. And there's a strategies on that, which I'm going to go dive deep. But it all revolves around this equation right here. The number you charge and the number of events. So really take a look into your business and see what your formula is. And there's one factor, there's one thing that's not even mentioned here, but just take a look at this, all right? And by the way, I'm talking to solo op DJs, not even multi-op, just solo op, by the way. Because if it's multi-op, yeah, you can make more. But if you look right here, there's one thing that's not even mentioned is how much hours it actually takes of work, right? And if you really look at the math real quick, if you want to make full time and you want to make 100,000 in your DJ business, you would have to work a lot of events if you charge a low price. So I want to share with you like how can you play around with these variables? All right. So if you're like me, and especially as you grow in your DJ career, I prefer to work less. I value my time. As you get older, you come to realize that time is more valuable than money. And if you're a beginner DJ or just getting started, and one of the things that it makes sense back then, well, for me, at least in this case, is working many events because that's where you get the experience in. But then eventually you would want to raise your rate, so that way you can work less events, which in return gives you more time. Now, I can't tell you what to do. It's your business, it's your life, however you want. There's some DJs out there that love what they do and they'll happily take as many events as possible. And sometimes they do that by charging less. But just know that, yeah, you're able to DJ more, but at the expense of your time. And it depends on what's valuable for you. But take a deep look into your business and what your end goal in this career looks like. All right. And I don't want to go asking the deep questions too early. We still have a lot to cover here today. But this is the first equation that you should take a look at into your business. All right, I'm drawing that with my mouse. All right, so first equation. All right, now let's dive deep into the two parts right here. So the number of each charge. All right, so let me see if I could jump to a new page. If not, it's all good. All right, I'll go right here. All right, so now I'm going to go into how much you charge. Now, here's the thing about how much you charge. You can charge whatever you want. It doesn't mean that you're actually going to get that amount, because what needs to happen is that there has to be an exchange, a sale to be made. And essentially a sale is a transaction of value. All right. And I don't know if you want me to type it, I could type it really quick. So how much you charge, right? I mean, for example, I could charge 10,000, but it doesn't mean that you will get 10,000. So figure out that number for you, and that's another discussion as well. But however you want to play around these variables here, the number you charge and the number of events, but how much you charge, it's one thing to charge the amount that you want to be making, but it's another to actually be able to get that amount. And that's the sale. So the way I describe it, and there's different definitions. A sale is a transaction or exchange of value. All right. So here's a scenario. Like in this case, as DJs, in exchange for our services, we get the money, right? Your client, DJ, I'm giving the services. In return, you give me the money. The client values your service, and then you are valuing that money. It's an exchange, right? So that's one thing. So the common, like one of the, I guess you would say, roadblocks that people get is they charge what they want to charge. Let's say that you raise your rate to $2,500, which is great. Happy for you. Do charge what you're worth. All right. And that's another discussion we can talk about. But let's say you raise your rate to $2,500, but if you do not know how to have that sale, if you do not know how to exchange that value, or at least communicate that or persuade your potential client, then there's no transaction and you won't get that amount that you charge. So this is a common roadblock that a lot of people that encounter that's preventing them from hitting this mark right here. Like if you want to follow, like working backwards, right? Going back to the formula right here, how much you charge times the number of events. You can display you can charge how much you want, but if you can't make that sale, there's no point. And now everyone has different, I guess they call it closing percentages, like the percentage of how many clients they actually do get the booking. But what about those moments that you didn't book the client that really slowed your trajectory to making this full time? If only you knew how to sell, you could have earned an extra 5,000, 7,500, 10,000 by booking 4 more events. And how much $10,000 would help you out in your business and life. So it's a very important skill that a lot of people overlook, is knowing how to sell. Now, for most of the DJs who are on this live stream and who interact with me on Instagram who follow me, you guys are already DJing, which is great. I'm not talking to the beginner DJ. If there is, let me know. I can help you out even more. But for most people out there, you're already working. And now it's just a matter of fact of like, okay, how to do this full time. But I'm sure you're already talking to some clients right now. And if you do not know how to sell your services, like you're already getting clients getting in, but if you don't know how to close them, if you don't know how to communicate your value so that way you do get the job and that way you are able to do what you love, like this is like a common roadblock, and you would have to focus on this. And it's a skill set. And with any kind of skill, the more time and practice you get better at it, then then you will get good at it. All right. So that's the sell part. So like I mentioned earlier, I guess the main point that I'm trying to drive home here is right here is no, let's see, it doesn't matter how much you charge if you don't know how to sell. It doesn't matter how much you charge if you don't know how to sell. All right. So now here's the action step, and I'll give some action steps along the way. So if you are a DJ that, you know what, you've had that client in the palm of your hands and they didn't book you for whatever reason, and you don't know why, you haven't heard back from them, improve your skills of selling. Improve your skills to know how to sell. So take a look into your business and see, where you're at with things. So if you can, and I'm all about taking action. All right. Oops. There we go. All right. Here it is. So if you look into your business and if you've only improved your ability to sell, you will increase this number right here, this amount. And you'll increase the bookings that you will get, which will get you closer to your full-time job. All right. So that's the skill of selling, and there's more to it, obviously, but I really wanted to give you some kind of focus and strategies. Okay, what you should be paying attention to in your business. Now, the number of events. So let me see what else I have in my notes here. By the way, before I move on, I know there's a lot of information. Put it down in the chat. Anything or drop down a 1 if you're taking some value so far, or you're enjoying this. Okay. Put it down in the chat. I'm looking at the chat right now, and while you're doing that, I'm going to formulate my next thought. All right, cool. All right, perfect. Hey, thanks guys for the ones. All right, hey, what's up, Hugo? Awesome, you guys are here. T-Raid 1. All right, perfect. Hey, I appreciate you guys. All right, the next thing. All right, and I could move on, but I think, I guess majority of you guys are already getting leads. Now it's just a matter of selling. And I want to. This video is about formulas, right, and strategies. I want to share with you another formula that kind of ties into the sales part of things, but also it shows more about your value. So let me move my screen around. Hang on a second. All right, there we go. Okay, so the next thing that kind of makes sense right here. Okay, I want to talk about value. Because like I mentioned, it's an exchange of value, your services. All right. So what's going to happen here is a new equation. And by the way, heads up, like all this information, and I appreciate you guys trusting me with your time and me sharing this with you. By no means am I the best or I know everything. During my downtime, I watch and learn from other people, not in the DJ industry. I learn from other business owners who are making millions, like seriously millions, and who are doing so well in business. And I'm transferring that knowledge that I've learned into DJing and how it applies to you. So the formula that I'm about to share with you, it's not my own formula, although I can convert it to, for us DJs, it's from a wonderful guy named Alex Hormozy. You can look up on Google, YouTube. Amazing guy. But anyways, this is his formula, and I'm just transferring it into the DJ world. So, but his formula is right here. All right, and let me see if I could make this. Where'd it go? Hang on. Value. Okay, what is it exactly? All right. So there's going to be the numerator and denominator if you know some basic math, and I'll show you how this works. So, but for value, okay, is a dream outcome times perceive likelihood of it, and then let me draw a line right here. All right. And then below is the time delay. And the other one is the effort sacrifice. Okay. So without being too complicated with this, this horizontal line here in fractions and math. So to increase your value, you want to increase the numbers on top of the line and decrease what's below in the on the bottom of the line. So I'll just draw an arrow really quickly right here. You want, oh, how do we, what's that? Oh, shoot. There we go. I'm trying to draw an up arrow up right here. This one, you want to learn how to decrease that. So here's what it is. So for sales, right, you want to be able to demonstrate and communicate your value. And there's a way how to sell, but I'm just breaking down these terminologies, these words, and in order to help you improve your sales and your value and all of this, so that way you can DJ full time. So this formula right here from Alex Hormozi, like I said, now let me explain. So right over here with the dream outcome is essentially, oh, Hugo Tracks, how can we go over how to, yeah. Oh, dude, love to. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. So let me just cover this value part first, and then we can move on to leads, because I think that's going to be important as well. So for the value, it's a dream outcome is exactly what you are presenting to and doing for your client or potential client. What's the outcome that they want? All right. And for example, this could be, I want everyone dancing. I want this effect. I want grandma dancing and singing and all that. And I want everyone to be talking about my wedding day. It's whatever they want. All right. That's a dream outcome. The perceived likelihood of it. Now, this part right here, the perceived likelihood of it is your reviews online, the number of events that you do. It's basically the marketing side of things. And essentially what you're trying to create right here is the trust. And I can go deep down into that rabbit hole of the perceived likelihood. And I think that's mostly marketing. But once they know that, hey, you do what they want times, okay, how many or how experienced are you to actually achieve that outcome that they want? There could be the reviews, the number of years been doing, your volume of work. So it's all about your marketing, I would say, and I can go deep into that. But you amplify this on top, that will increase your value. Now, time delay and the effort and sacrifice, if you can make it easy for them. And let me give you a better example of all this. And I think if I give you like a metaphor, can kind of help you out with this. Let's say people want to lose weight. Now, that's a dream outcome, like get rid of the belly fat. Perceived likelihood of it, there's exercise, right? Let's take exercise as a general solution, the value, all right? Exercise, yeah, you can lose the belly fat and get into the body weight that you want. The perceived likelihood of it, if you exercise right, yeah, you will get it. But here's the thing, the time delay, it takes a long time to do it, and there's lots of effort involved. That's why like exercise is so cheap, because the value of it, it takes a long time. And let me compare that to something else like liposuction or a pill, a magic pill that will reduce your belly fat and get into the body shape that you want. So dream outcome, yep, it's still there. We're losing the body weight, getting the dream outcome that you want. Perceived likelihood that it's going to work. Yeah, I mean, people have been using this magic pill and it works, or liposuction in this case. And yep, they get the dream body they want. Time delay, how fast does it happen? Do they have to exercise? Do they have to exercise for like months to get what they want? No, it happens in an instant. Effort sacrifice, do they have to sweat and do all this effort to get the body they want? No, the liposuction or pill gets rid of that. So that's what I mean by the decrease in the bottom part and increase in the top. If you can do that in the way you portray your value to your client, it will increase the value. And now the next question is how you portray that value and so forth. But that's for sales and all that later. But think about your business on, here's some action steps for you before we talk about leads and all that. Sandy Esparza, could you share a resource on improving sales? Yes. Oh yeah, I could definitely share with you that. And by the way, thanks for hopping on. All right, so right here, all right, so action steps for you. All right, so dream outcome, all right, action, dream outcome. Okay, be clear about what value, like what's the outcome that you're doing. Be clear about what you're offering. Now, this is so important. This is so important, all right? Because dream outcome, really think about the minds of your client who you're talking to and pay attention to what they want. And pay attention to the message that you're communicating to them. A lot of DJs, they have this mistake of, I'm going to sell you like, oh, I'm coming with this gear, this equipment, you know, you're having me for X amount of hours, like, I mean, which is all great information, right? But you're not telling them the outcome that, you're not communicating that you're not communicating the outcome that they want. And for example, all right, and this is part of sales too, and I think with any kind of communication is this phrase right here, so that you can. I'll give you an example. So the client wants an amazing, fun wedding, people dancing and just having a great time. I just want fun, right? That's a common thing, right? That's a dream outcome, that they want fun. And a lot of DJs would say like, oh yeah, this is what we do. We offer this package. I don't know. There could be a miscommunication but you need to bridge the gap between what you're saying to the outcome that they want. All right, the dream outcome. So in this case, like they want fun. All right. Oh, you know what? And by the way, I'm not saying word for word, but some people, they talk about bringing the speakers and the lights and I don't know, the cloud effect, the dancing cloud effect. But the phrase that you could potentially add to that, I mean, nothing wrong to sharing what you offer, but tie it to what they want. So you can use a phrase, like I mentioned earlier, so that you can, which will allow you to, and as a result, it will create, which is what you want. So I'll go back. And this is putting me on the spot here. So, for example, it's going to sound really good. I'm just being very basic. You know, I'm bringing all the speakers so that way it will sound really good. So that, right? So that your guest will be fully immersed into the sound and really enjoy the music that they love to hear. And in return, once not only can they hear the music clearly, but they can also feel it. So that way they can have a fun time. I don't know, but elaborate on that. Like try to figure out how you can bridge your thought into what they want. Like you have what they want, which is fun. And speakers. a lot of DJs, we're not selling speakers. We're trying to sell an experience, the fun. And if you can bridge that gap between, because people don't understand, oh, speakers, like what does it do for me? And it's all about what you're communicating that will help them get the outcome that they want. All right, but that's another, I guess, training I could share another time, but it's just a little thing. Pay attention to what you're communicating to your clients, just tweak that and really think about going beyond what you just share with them so that you can, which will allow you to have the fun wedding that you want, which is ultimately, you know, going to get your guests raving about your wedding day, which is what you want, isn't it? And then they're like, yeah, that's what I want. Like, and you're just bridging the gap by the way you're communicating with them. All right, so that's a dream outcome. Perceived likelihood, really briefly, if they see the reviews, like it's all about your social media presence. It's ultimately building trust that you are able to do what they want as the outcome. All right, effort, sacrifice, how much work is going to take them? Like, are they like faxing documents, planning documents, or do they have an app which they can easily add the songs that they want and the questions that they want? Time delay, how easy it is for them to get a hold of you once they're a client, or what's the process like of just you getting back to them, response time. So little things like that, which increases your value. So pay attention to this. And like I mentioned earlier, once you increase your value, they're going to be able to make that, and they see that they will make that transaction with you. All right. So I love sales, by the way. I'm not sure you can tell, and have taken lots of courses and coaching and all that with sales that has allowed me to do this full time. And this is the number one action step. If I could recommend anything, is learn how to sell. Most of you already have leads and all that, but it's not knowing how to just to sell, also having a sales process. So that way you can really take someone who doesn't really know you too well to someone who does know you well enough, and that they can actually trust you with their money. And there's a way to do that. So going backwards now a little bit. So we talked about sales, right? And sales wouldn't work. Like there would be no transaction without a lead, a customer, someone who is actually interested in your services. Now, I did mention earlier about sales process, and a sales process. All right. And let me work backwards here. I wonder if I could start a new page. All right, here we go, right here. So I like to reverse engineer my thought process. So we talked about sales, but you need sales with a potential prospect. Okay. And I'm going to share with you a general idea of getting leads. All right. Hugo Trax says, can we go over how to generate leads eventually? Yes. So this is what's going to happen. If you really think about it, we have the sale. Oh man, I can't draw with the mouse, but or whatever. Sales right here. Not too bad. So I'm not sure if you heard the word funnel. It's right here. Right here. Now this is like a wide pool, and this could be, this is the process right here of how your client journey, and it starts from the top. And in order to generate leads, you really have to think about, where are your clients at? How can you put yourself to where your clients will be? For example, a lot of my clients, they're on Instagram, social media, YouTube. That's how they heard about me. That's probably how you probably heard about me, right? And it starts from here. Let me draw that like right here. This could be social media. This could be referrals. This could be I don't know, ads. However you want, however you conduct your business. Now, there's a lot of lead sources that can help you here. All right, venues, planners, etc. And they have to go through your funnel, because if you really think about it, it's kind of like maybe you guys can relate. It's kind of like being in a relationship. Like, you're not asking someone to marry you right away. They have to be introduced to you. You would probably have to take them out on a date, get to know them a little bit more, go out and then really build that trust that you're going to be the one. And then at the bottom of it all, see how it narrows down, and then you propose and you get married, right? It's a funnel. And up here is like the dating pool, right? And then here maybe you went to a party and you met someone and then you exchanged numbers. All right, you're right here in the beginning stage. And then you ask for the date, and then you go on several dates, become boyfriend, girlfriend, and then engaged and get married. Same idea. But this way, it's building that client relationship with yourself. All right, so here's the thing about generating leads, right? And there's so many ways how to do this, but I think another way to think about it is what kind of leads you should actually be getting. And it really depends on where you are in your business and what kind of clients do you really want. Let me go back here really quick. Before I share with you how to generate leads, I think it's important to know what kind of leads, because if you have all kinds of leads, it's not going to be effective. You're just wasting time and their time because they're not qualified. They're not exactly who you're looking for. They're not going to, they're not the exact clients that you want to serve. So generating leads is a good question, but I think another specific is what kind of leads that will get you the outcome that you want. So going back to this, right? And as you go up in terms of charging your rate, like think about these leads right here, all right? For the beginner, these leads, I don't know where you're at in your business, the $1,000 leads. You would probably see them on Thumbtack, The Knot, Wire, or Wedding Wire, Craigslist, who knows? I don't know. But as you go up in terms of price, it's a different way how to get leads. So it really depends how much you're charging, what's your market like, and where are your ideal clients at. So if you're charging low, I would say like there's many many places like The Knot, like I told you, just websites. Now the challenge with that is there's lots of saturation. There's a lot of competing DJs, and they're really leading with price as their value because I'm cheap, because I can do it for this rate. When in reality, you should be focusing on the real value that you offer them. And I think that's a misconception. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think, especially me, like when I first started, I was on those websites because I really wanted to get the experience, and I was able to generate lots of leads from these websites. But just know about what you're getting into and what kind of leads that you're getting involved with. In this case, I was attracting leads who were more focused on the price point rather than the value that I'm able to give them. So notice that if you raise your value, if you raise your rate, you're no longer playing this price game of like how much your cheapest, like what's the cheapest. Like eventually you will reach into a clientele and leads who actually do care about the value. Because here's the thing. If people understand the value that they're getting, they will pay whatever to give you that. So let me repeat that again. So, because I've had moments, and I'll just repeat it. If you communicated your value really well, no matter what the lead is, and let's say pricing, they couldn't afford you, but they see the value and exactly how you're going to do it and the outcome that they want and all these other factors, they'll pay you. I mean, it's now a matter of, or they want to pay you at least. Now it's just a matter of how. I mean, everyone's limited by their financial situation, which is totally fine, but they're able to understand your value. Now, it may be harder to sell people your value if you charge less or you lead with your price. But now we want to, let's say, it depends on your strategy, right? That's what this video is about. I'm sharing you the formulas and the strategies. The strategy is here, like, yeah, you can charge less if you want to get more experience and all that. But I think for most people here, you guys are already experienced. If you charge less, you have to work more just to make that same amount right here. Now, how can we target the higher bracket of clients who actually do depend on the value? Several things. Like I mentioned earlier, improve your sales. Second, is improve your lead quality. All right, so let me put down right here. All right, so two factors when charging more and actually selling. Let me see, selling. One, all right, is being able to sell, actual sell. Two, lead quality. Okay, so, and I'll answer your question. Yeah, thanks, DJ T Major. I'll cover that really quickly. I got to sneeze. All right, so two factors when charging more and actually selling, right? Being able to sell, which we talked about earlier. Now I want to talk about lead quality because I think this is important, and this leads me up to this, right? Lead quality. Now, where's it coming from? We talked about that. Now, in order to, let me go back here. I think it's better to show it to you. You really think about where are those clients that actually do want to pay $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, even more. You want to find a trust. Okay, and I'll just give you the answer right now. Planners, venues, places where they find engagement rings. Like, if you really think about it, it's a funnel as well. Like, you want to be on top of their radar when they are looking for DJs. So this is the funnel right here that they go through you, but this is the funnel. Actually, let me put this on another slide right here. But then this is the funnel of how they actually like book with you. All right, so, or maybe that's a good analogy, but so right here, I mean, you can find your planners, venues, jewelry store, referrals. So the reason why I brought this up, just because they're high in the decision-making chain. Because I think when you go to Wedding Wire the Knot, they're just going based off the listing, and it's really hard to find trust. And I think what it comes down to is trust. Planners. Why planners? Just because obviously they see a lot of weddings, they work with a lot of DJs, they know who they recommend, and they know they have a good chemistry working together. Venues, for some reason, couples feel more comfortable when DJs have worked at their venue space before. And yeah, so there's that. Jewelry stores, like, it doesn't happen often. Like, I personally haven't done this. I wouldn't recommend this just yet. But from what I've heard from other people, they said that this works. Because imagine you got the engagement ring or any kind of ring in general for your for your spouse. They're going to recommend you someone right away because now they're planning out their wedding together. And before they get the ring first, and then all right, engage, proposal, planners. That's people who they talk to, and it's because of the trust that they have with them. Other thing you can do is photographers, videographers, florists, like just wedding vendors in general. Because here they're not cutting through. Here it's not saturated. If you go to Wedding Wire the Knot, it's so saturated. Here, it's a matter of. Okay, let me word this right. I'm hearing echoes in my headbuds. That's why it's tripping me out. I'm hearing myself again. All right. So the reason why is because these people, they're not giving you. These are 15 DJs who I recommend, 20 DJs. The people who have the money, think about who they are. They have money. They want someone who they can trust. They don't have the time to browse through and do lots of consultations sure they can do it if they really want to, but they don't have the time to really browse through all the DJs out there and stress themselves out in making a decision. However, if they're working with a trusted photographer, videographer, planners, venues, florists, or anyone, or their friends, it's a transfer of trust. You know, hey, who is DJ at your wedding? Or hey, who do you recommend? It's cutting through all that noise, and it's really you're getting the value and opinion of someone who they already trust instead of someone brand new. And this is what I found a lot of people are able to charge more, and not just DJs, but other services in general. And think about how you purchase things, and think about their trust that you had with them, and see how much you actually value the recommendation, and pay attention to see if you actually got what they shared with you, or who they referred you to. But anyhow, I would focus on these more than so Wedding Wire or the Knot. Now, the next question is, how do you get these people on the radar? And this right here, and which could be another topic, but you actually have to be a good DJ. You actually have to be able to exceed the expectations, stand out, that you're going to be remembered for your work, and they will refer you. And now, how does that work? It could be either in person or it could be online. In person meaning like just the network, and I'm too lazy to type things up. I'm trying to wrap things up soon. But in person, they've seen you actually perform and DJ. All right. And you're so good that they love to refer you. And those are the great lead sources, the lead quality that that's awesome to have, because they've already built that trust, and whoever they refer to future clients, they're going to see that trust, and it just makes the process easy to go down your funnel. All right. Okay. Maybe I will type it just to keep it more organized. One. So the question is, the answer is, okay, now you know the what, now the how, and I'm just general idea how. All right. So how to get on their radar. I mean, the number one, like I mentioned earlier, actually be a good DJ. And by definition, it's however you want, but the way I see it is how you actually make people feel. I mean, that's essentially what we're doing, selling an experience. And these people who are at the venue, maybe you're not just DJing, you're emceeing, or maybe just your personality, your demeanor, the way, how professional you are. Wow, this DJ stands out. Oh, he's actually dressed by the time he's at the venue. What? Like, oh wow, he doesn't look like a DJ, like a typical DJ. He actually looks like a cool guy. Whatever. They have reasons for why they choose you. And that's another bonus tip I'll tell you in a bit. Okay, how to get on the radar. Actually be a good DJ. All right. Number two is social media posts and tagging. I mean, online presence, I think in general, validates that other people, that you can be trusted, and that other people have hired you before, and that you are likely to get the outcome that they want. So social media posts and tagging, that's going to be very helpful. All right. How to get on their radar. Three, I probably think of, actually be a good DJ. This is like low key. I don't think a lot of DJs do this, and this is something I'm actively trying to do, but this helps a lot. Networking. Okay. And by the way, these are general topics. Now, what's really going to make a difference is knowing how to do these things. All right. Which I can share with you another time. Networking. All right. But there's probably more, but I'm just coming up with ideas from top of mind. But here's the thing. Here's a little bonus thing. All right. That you can take away. That's really going to, I think, elevate and to help you stand yourself out. You have to think about what are people. You have to think about what are some things that other DJs aren't doing. What will make you set yourself apart? Now here's a common thing. A lot of DJs, they get reviews from clients, from their couples, which is great, which is awesome testimonials. But the other thing too is a lot of DJs are doing that, and it's their big wedding day. Of course, they're gonna have a fun time on their wedding day. What you want to do and this is something that if you see on my Instagram, something that I've been doing and it's been helping me a lot, is that you get testimonials from the vendors who were actually at the wedding. So bonus, I'll give you 2 bonuses, all right, just for your time, and this is the good stuff, I think. Some of the good stuff. I have more. 2 bonuses, all right. The first one is get testimonials from vendors at the wedding. All right. Hopefully I can recall the second one. It'll come to me, but it's all about how, right? So the reason why this is so effective is because these vendors have seen a lot. You've seen a lot of DJs, and it helps you stand apart. Like, wow, this is not their wedding, but they're a vendor and they've seen a lot. I could trust that their opinion about this DJ matters a lot. Like, okay, if the bartender says this DJ is good, or this security guy says this DJ is good, he must be really good. Something like that, because they've seen a lot. Like, you can't. It's something that's overlooked that not a lot of people do. Now, in order to get that, requires 2 things. All right. One is I'm going deep here. Yeah, it's okay. So one is I'm losing train of thought. I'm on this rush right now. Okay, get testimonials from vendors at a wedding. First, you have to receive a compliment. First, you have to receive a compliment from them first, and B, ask to record it on video. All right, that's how you do it. That's what I did. Is like you build rapport with them. Like if they come up to you, and this is things that you just have to be able to be aware and document that. I mean, you have to. I'm sorry, there's so many distractions. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry about that. So you really have to be aware of these moments. As DJs, and I'm sure you get it too, hey, you did a great job. Don't just leave it as that. Hey, don't just say thank you and leave it as that. Depending on who it is. If it's a vendor, hey, you know what? Thank you so much. Is it okay if I, is it okay if you say that again? If I could record it, it will mean a lot. So that way other people know exactly how my services made them feel. Like, I would greatly appreciate it. Is that cool? Maybe like a 15-second video giving a quick testimonial. It's like, yeah, sure. If not, no worries. I mean, we just move on. But try to see how much you can push yourself to get that video and use it for marketing material. All right, and just ask it to record a video. Here's my second bonus. Like when you do this kind of thing, is that you want to. What was it? Oh, shoot. Keeps slipping my... Oh, yeah. Ask why. Okay, let me elaborate. Ask why. Whew, this is great stuff. All right. And I'm going deep here. Let me know if I want to change topics. But this is something very valuable for your marketing. So it's one thing for someone to tell you, oh, hey, you know what? You're an awesome DJ. I mean, yeah, I can say, hey, thank you so much. Like, you know, I really appreciate when a planner tells me that. I'm sure you've seen a lot. Like, spark the conversation a little bit if you have time. It really depends on your time and the scenario and the context of the environment that you're in. But if you ask them why, but you don't just say, hey, why? you don't say that. You say something like, hey, you know what? I appreciate the compliment. Like it really encourages me to continue doing what I'm doing. Just curious, and if it's okay with you for sharing, what made you say that? What made you say that I did a really good job? Or wait, what stood out to you from what I've been doing that really stood out to you? Or sorry, I think I repeated myself. What stood out from you that made you feel compelled to say that to me? Something along those lines. All right, so let me ask you some questions. I think you guys are doing some stuff. So there we go. Okay, yeah. So those are the 2 bonuses. Take that as you will. Let me see here. Let me ask you some questions, or because before I lose track here. And I appreciate your time. And I'm going to be on for the next like 15 minutes or so. I have another appointment that I need to attend. Could you? Okay. DJ Major says, the issue with the knot and wedding wires that help me generate leads and thus business, but there are far too many price shoppers and people ghost left and right after seeing price. Such a pain. Yes. So here's the thing. Don't take things emotionally. That's one thing I've learned, and it's really trying to figure out a different strategy for that. I mean, if you are getting some leads, great. If you're getting some business, like, okay, I'm trying to formulate my thoughts here, and I'll try to talk slowly, and I appreciate you guys listening to me. Here we go. So it comes down to the funnel. And if you really like the knot and wedding wire, if it's still generating you business, then go for it. But for those people, for the lost leads, you really want to see, is this the right way to get the business? Kind of like what I talked about earlier, is what kind of leads are you pulling in? That's wedding wire and the knot, where I think they're more value on price. They're price shopping. They value the price more than to value you. And it's saturated. How can we make it more targeted, and where you are perceived as a high value and that there's less people that they have to deal with? It's with these things right here. So I think if you focus on that, and we haven't covered much about this, which I'll touch briefly as well, is taking them through your journey. And I'll cover that in a bit. But one analogy I want to share with you, DJ T Major, is think about the boat that you're in. It's not about, I think Winston Churchill or someone said this, it's not the fact that you have to row harder. It's not the fact that you have to put more money on wedding wire or keep communicating with these clients. It's not that you have to row harder, but maybe it's about being in a different boat. In this case, the knot and wedding wire is a boat. Like, yeah, you can row harder, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get the result that you want. Sometimes it means trying a different boat. Maybe the boat that you need to try is a different strategy of targeting these people right here, working on this boat. And how to do that? You actually be a good DJ, social media posts, networking, get these testimonials, and really build that relationship. And I think that's where the people are who have the money, who actually do value people and what they do. Because some people, they just think about DJing like, oh, what's the price? All that. They don't really value the person, the talent behind the person who's actually DJing. But these people, when you actually build the relationships in this way, you're in a different boat. You're not the knot and wedding wire. Instead of you rowing harder to like, all right, I need to get these leads from these websites, just be in a bit different boat in general and focus on these and work on some of the things that will help you get into their radar so that way they refer you. Okay? Hope that helps, and we can definitely go more. All right, next question. Even when you try to steer the convo away from price initially, which unfortunately is often via the messaging feature, all people want to know is how much. Yes, because they don't know any other question to ask. And what's really helpful is that you actually have a sales process, which similar to this, because it's like flipping the script around. It's like them asking you, hey, do you want to marry me? Like, shoot, I don't even know you. I don't even think we're be even good fit. Like, what, like, what's your name? Something like that. I don't know. To that extent, it's people don't know any better. And there's a way how to do it. There's a process, and you want to lead with that. So one thing that you could probably say, and I think I've learned this from Alan Berg, so I can't take full credit of this, and learn this from other people as well. When they talk about price, is you can say something like, hey, no problem, just to see if hold on, I don't want to butcher it. There's different ways how to do it, but the idea is you want to disarm them by saying, hey, no problem, happy to share that with you, but to be frank, I'm not even sure that I can even help you yet. In order to really give you an accurate quote, would it be more appropriate? Would it be more appropriate to set up a meeting just to see if we'd be a good fit in working together? Something like that. I think I combined Allenberg with another sales training that I've had, but you're really disarming them and you're taking them into your frame. You're not giving them the price right away. You're actually taking them to your frame and actually wording it in a way that, you know what, it does make sense. Like, yeah, I want to make sure, like, you're not just taking in any client, bro. You're not just taking any client. I think a lot of people from the wedding one or the not, they think that DJs are hungry for business, when in reality, it has to be mutual. Like, how do you know that they're a good client for you? And once you have that power of being able to say no, it could also elevate your value because you're not working with just anyone. All right. So hope that helps. And Joe Funk says, bless you. Thank you. DJ T Major says, and they take advantage of not having to see or talk to you since they can just text back and forth and ghost you. Yeah. So that's why I have a different sales process that would actually go through my funnel and not deal with this back and forth. Because I'm trying to, oh, did it freeze? Oh, there it is. I'm trying to go through my funnel, the client journey right here. So that way they have a Zoom call meeting with me and I sell them. All right. So Nathan Kabat's making experience for the other vendors. Yep. It's a gem. Yep. So, and also try to get feedback from them and pay attention to, like, hey, you're an amazing DJ. Like, try to follow up with them. I know you guys are all working for that day, but try to keep in touch and, like, hey, and you can just reflect on that. Like, it's nice to be able to attract the people that value you already. For example, a photographer who recognize what you've done. That's already like an opener to actually be in touch with them. And because they already liked you, they already told you, hey, you're a great DJ, then why not continue that relationship? Because now you won someone over already. All right, so that's my nugget. Sandy Esparza, those video testimonials you're doing are so good. Yeah, thank you. You know what? They've been very helpful. I recommend them. Nathan Kabat, have you had people refuse to let you record them? Actually, no. They were just shy. And I was like, but I said, no big deal. That's all good. But then they're willing to do it. I think someone else like encouraged them to do it, but I haven't had anyone said flat out, no, I don't want to be recorded. Everyone's in a good state and they understand where I'm coming from. I'm doing it from a place where, you know what, I think a lot of people need to hear this so that way they know that there are DJs out there that actually do crush it. Like, and I think you'll be helping them out by letting me know that, or by sharing your experience with them. All right, Hugo Trax. Is there a proper way you recommend cold emailing a wedding planner to generate business from their potential clients? Cold emailing, I wouldn't say so exactly. There could be a way. You can potentially ask about the roster. Like, I want to give you an advice that I've personally done for myself. I haven't, but one of the things that I've done starting out as a beginner DJ in my career is not wedding planners, but actually entertainment companies. When I first started come out in DJing, I reached out to entertainment companies. I found their websites and I realized that they have a roster of DJs. I reached out to them, kind of cold emailing, and there's nothing wrong with cold emailing. It's better than nothing at all. Now the question is how, right? So I reached out to these people who, or these entertainment companies, and like, hey, I love your website and all that. I'm not sure if you're looking for more DJs in your roster so that way you can refer or to DJ your events. Like, if you are in the market of, or if you are in the season of finding someone, happy to share with you what I could potentially do for you. I mean, maybe the way I word it may not be the ideal. I'm sure there is a right way to do it, but I would rather, instead of cold emailing a wedding planner, is actually emailing a planner that you've already worked with. I always like to do things where you already have that connection with, and not just a random wedding planner. Like you want the wedding planner to actually genuinely like you, and I think that's your in. because I think it's so much easier that way than the other way around, where you're trying to reach out to a wedding planner and you have to win them over. I mean, it depends on your style. I mean, you could do that, but it's so much easier by just being an excellent DJ, where they see you and they actually comment and give you feedback, or at least like you have that built that good relationship, that's your in. Now you just have to nurture that and just build a good connection. And so that's that. DJ T Major, my best leads come from vendors and IG because they want for me and not for my price. Yeah, exactly. So just know that it is possible, and you are experiencing that, which I'm so glad to hear that. So glad to hear that. A lot of people, I think what's holding them back is the mentality that this is not possible. It's all about price. It's just that they haven't seen the other side, and which helps me with the reasoning that, you know what, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle. If charging $500, $600 for an event works for you, it works for you, because there's such a wide pool of people out there that value different things. Some people value just price and all that. They don't see the DJ as that much of a difference, but hey, you know what? There's a guy for you. But then there's also people who really do care about the experience and the value that you bring, that, all right, like I will pay that much because I value that. So just know that the spectrum opens up so much once you are aware that there are different kinds of people who value different things. And now it's just a matter of how. And I think that's always a question that I always like to ask myself, is like, and that's why I like to reverse engineer with the slides that I've been sharing with you with all these things right here. So you guys are asking some great questions. And before I close things off too, I want to cover this client journey as well that leads to the sales. So that way you can DJ full time. You can charge what you're worth, and by exchanging your value, raise the number of events and leads, but this wouldn't work without having people come through your funnel. Okay, and it's putting yourself out there where people can find you. All right, so going on, we're best leads from vendors and IG. They want me from yep. Sandy Esparza, the resources on improving sales skills. All right. So a couple of resources with that is, and I'll type it out here. Other resources for sales. I mean, shoot, I'm a resource if you want to, up to you. But sales resources, I'll share with you my mentors in case you want to learn from them. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Eli Wild, Jeremy Miner. Well, my initial sales journey is, I can't operate here. It will let me. Wow, shoot, I can't do it. Dan, that's how I first got into it. Eli Wild, Daniel Caudalio. Oh, I can't spell his name. Caudalio. Oh, shoot, that's not his last name. Jeremy Miner, Eli Wild, Dan Locke. There's so many great people. But yeah, so those sales resources that I can share with you. And then other thing can do is myself. I love sales. Fun fact, really quickly, about me. During the pandemic, we were all affected by it, right? And I was able to do sales for another influencer for a while and get commissions off that. And I invested in myself in all these programs to help me develop that skill. And I knew that it's such an important skill that if I'm able to sell these high ticket items, I'm able to do it for myself. So it took lots of time for me to develop it, but I highly recommend, wherever you are in your journey, is learn how to sell, because if you don't know how to sell, you can't DJ. You can't do what you love, and you can't help other people enjoy their wedding day. And they won't know the value that they can't experience the value that you bring for them. So, and if you don't know how to sell, you won't be able to do it full time. So it is such an important skill. All right, next, Jeff Lee says, Joe Funk says, adding value from the beginning. Yep, exactly. Jeff Lee says, excellent information, Joe. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for hopping on. DJ T Major says, it's definitely possible. It's taken time, but I have started to see a shift away from reliance on the knot and more of wedding planners sending me business directly. Exactly. So here's the thing I'm not stressing out too much right now. And I'll go into this before we wrap things up because I have to go soon. Right here is the more you charge, right? The more you charge, the less events you would have to work to reach your target goal, to leave your full-time job, which means you are able to stress less. Okay? By doing this, you are able to stress less, not worry about trying to get a booking, which then you can really focus on what matters, which is delivering an amazing service to your clients. When you deliver an amazing service to your clients, then it will be noticed, not just to the couple, but also the wedding vendors as well. And it will work on this funnel right here. So I think the general strategy for you is really think about this, okay? And wrapping up things up a little bit, and maybe I'll have to share this another time, the client journey. Just know that there's a sales process and a way of building trust from beginning to the end. But here's the strategy. And like I mentioned earlier, I shared a lot of concepts with you, formulas here, and some strategies, actionable steps. Okay. And so first of all, before I share that with you, drop a 1 if you enjoyed all of this so far. Drop a 1 in the chat, and everyone who's here. And then I'm going to summarize things up. All right. Hugo, Joe Funk, awesome. Sandy, Ray Mist, hey, what's up, dude? You're here. All right, cool. All right, so the next thing I want to share with you, Trell 910. Hey, what's up, Trell? All right, all these ones, I love it. All right, hey, thank you so much. This means a lot because just helps me understand, like, okay, what I'm sharing with you is helpful. We're gonna need a live series, brother. Oh yeah, for sure. All right, perfect. All right, let me summarize things and let me share with you my offer after as well, if you want some more support with what I do. All right, so to summarize things up, all right, we talked about how we want to become full-time, and there's a formula for that, and just being able to achieve that goal. And you have to think about where your business is at and your numbers. Okay, numbers don't lie, and hips don't lie. I had to drop that Shakira reference. But besides hips don't lie, numbers don't lie. Oh gosh, that was so corny. Yeah, numbers don't lie. So look at your numbers, all right, and see what targets you would have to make. And ask yourself, why aren't you hitting these targets? Is it your sales? You know, are you really portraying your value? And if you're not, improve your skill on selling, all right? Next. Right here is it's all about building trust. Like right here, perceived likelihood of it. There's so many things you can do. There's so many things you can do to perceive the likelihood of it. All right, and that comes with your marketing and all that, and building that trust essentially. And this is the client journey that they have to go through from seeing you on these areas into actually booking a call with you, to actually have a conversation and being able to close a deal, get that booking, all that stuff. And it's all about building trust. And in the marketing world, they call this cold, and this is sales. Like for you down here, it's hot, meaning that you've built the trust with them over time, that they're willing to trust you with their money. All right. So this is the journey. And in order to charge more, you have to being able to sell and talk about your lead quality. We talked about wedding wire the knot, how the lead quality, it may not be the greatest. I mean, it could be great if your value is more about your price and you're trying to work a lot more. But for some people who are like me, as a solo op who sees full time, I value my time more than actually working events. And if you see this equation here, it is possible to charge more and work less. All right. And then right here, we talked about the lead quality right here, right? The lead quality. because lead quality, yeah, it is possible for them to pay you $2,000, but you have to be really good at sales. But if you really have a good lead quality, you don't have to. I mean, yeah, you do have to know how to sell, but it's just a little bit more easier because they are trusting a reliable source to begin with. So your perceived likeliness of doing it is higher, right? Because of your lead quality, your lead source. So how do you do that? You get on the radar. You actually be a good DJ. Social media posts and tagging, networking, and then if you actually be a good DJ, right? And that's another, and there's so many courses and ways how to do that. But whenever you get these testimonials from vendors, record it. Ask them to record it. I mean, first receive the compliment. Don't just ask, oh, so how did I do? Don't do that. Just wait till someone gives you a compliment. And it doesn't even have to, I won't say that. So vendors specifically, all right? And then 2, ask why. Ask why, like, hey, what made you say that? Like, what I appreciate the comment. What made you say those things about me? Or, hey, you know what was the reason behind that? I'm sure you've seen a lot of DJs, like, well, I guess what stood out to you? Something along those lines, all right? And then you can do that. All right, really quickly. All right, I have about maybe 5 more minutes. Oh, DJ Danny D, he dropped down to 1. What's up, dude? And DJ T Reed, DJ one time, perfect. You guys are here. All right, so the next thing I want to share with you, I really hope this has been helpful. Now you know exactly what you need to do to improve on these things. This is the framework that you can look into it deeply and figure out what part of the equation you need to work on to help you get one step closer to DJing full time. Now, sure, you can figure this out on your own. All power to you. There's power of YouTube. There's a lot of resources out there that you can hone on these skills and hone on these things. But if you're looking for some more support, I'm offering my help to potentially help you guys out. And the way we'll do this, if you're interested, is that we'll have weekly coaching calls. And I figured this will be a great time, especially for me as well, just because it's November. We're coming into December, January, February, March, where I guess for some people events are slow, in which case we could really dive deep and have some time. We may not be DJing, but we're actually still learning our business and our craft. And it's kind of like, it's going to be busy wedding season 2023. It's kind of like chopping down a tree. Before we chop down that tree, we got to sharpen that axe, and we got to sharpen our skills so that way we can crush it for 2023. So I want to help you if you guys are willing, and I'm offering this to you. If you want to dive deep into more, just reach out to me. The link down below, there's a link to join my Wedding DJ Mastery Network. It's free, and I'm trying to build a network, and it's an easy way for me to communicate to you guys. I'm planning to go live monthly, covering different topics. But it's free. It's a free network. That way we can help each other out, ask any questions, and you can ask your questions there, and I'll be able to answer them. So that way we're helping everyone here, and we can do this together. And then there's this video training will be there as well. It's going to process it and upload it there. But I don't know, like, you guys tell me, would it be helpful if I do host any weekly coaching calls for you guys? Like, do you guys even have time? Like, I don't want to do this if no one's going to do it, to be honest, because it's my time on the line too. But if you see the value here, let me know. Let me know if this is something that you want me to dive deep into and see. We can take a look into your business, the way you sell, the way you market, the different touch points on where your clients are reaching out to you, your performance, your MC skills, and there's a whole bunch of that as well. So, oh man, there's so many things. We can take a deep dive deep into your website, your sales calls, your everything really. And my goal for you is, like, by time in 3 months, you're going to be ahead of most DJs that aren't. And I get it too. Like if you, I was gonna say, I mean, you guys are awesome DJs. Like, you guys already know what you're doing, and I figured, like, you know what, if you would have already been full time, if already, but I think there's not a lot of resources out there that kind of shows these things, and kind of want to help you guys out the way. I've been there in your shoes, just being able to start from ground up, and if you guys are willing to learn, and really not just make more money. I mean, I'm coming past that now. It's really about being able to influence others. And I kind of feel the trajectory for myself. There's only one of me. And so far I'm doing some good with the couples who I'm serving. But if I can teach you how to do the same, and that way you can impact others along the way and do this full time and live a life more fulfilling, and in return, which will help you create a better experience for your clients, then that'll be awesome. And I think it will raise and elevate the DJ industry as well. So let me know if you guys are interested. I'm going to give a deadline till December 1st. December 1st is when I would really want to kick things off. And we have about 8 days for anyone else who wants to join. And I only want to bring like maximum 10 people, really. I really want to make it more intimate and just being able to dive deep into all these things together. And that way I can give you more attention. So there's two things involved. One is, like I mentioned earlier, the Wedding DJ Mastery Network. It's free. Just join. I'll send you more. Just keep in touch. It's an easy way for me to communicate with you guys. But if you want more support, so let me go over the cost really quick, all right, as well. So if we do group coaching, and I always like group coaching just because we can always share ideas, and I just have to say things one time. It saves all of us some time. Group coaching 2 times a week, starting December 1st, all right? So December 1st will be our first one, and then the following week we'll have 2, all right? Group coaching, and I'm going to, for group coaching for 3 months. So you're getting 12 weeks. It's $1,000. All right. And if you guys are interested, shoot me a DM or whatever. I'll get you set up and we can get started on December 1st, covering all of this that I share with you. If you're interested on one-on-ones, we can do that as well. If you feel like, you know what, I don't want to commit to anything just yet, just want to see, exactly what I need to do. Yeah, we can do one-on-ones. I'll have to send you a link. DM me. I'll send you a link for that as well. But what I'm really here for is more about transformation as a DJ. And one of the things I realize is that, I mean, one-offs, like one hour coaching is great, but it's really about the transformation leading up to it, because you need accountability. You would need a lot of time. Like, one thing I value and what will really help you is speed. And if you had all the resources and accountability and the action steps to help you guide that, and during a time when we're kind of slow in this DJ season, I think it would really, really help you. But one-on-ones I'm totally cool for. Just whatever you guys are feeling. And send me a DM. Like, I have to go in a bit, guys. But send me a DM if you want one-on-ones, just to see. And then... So actually, this is what I'm going to do. All right, I think this is what I'm going to do. All right, here we go. So just to make it easier, all right, 4,000. And by the way, I really value this, like exchange of value, right? If you're exchanging value, and I'll do weekly coaching calls, and this is how I have set it up: 2 weekly coaching calls for 12 weeks. All right. If you do one-on-ones, I'm doing the math here. That's $3,600. All right, so I'm doing it at a discount where you get to have me, and for 3 months, I'll take you from a period from where you're at right now, take a deep dive into your business, and see how we can transform that in a span of 3 months, so that way you can crush it in 2023. And then also, I'll also do a personal one-on-one with you as well. I'm offering one free one-on-one, so that way it's not just group, it's just you. And initially, let's knock that out before December 1st. let's schedule all our one-on-ones before December 1st if possible. So that way I know exactly where you're at, and then I can give you the support you need. And then on the Wedding DJ Mastery Network that you see down below, I'm building a community where you can ask the DJ, ask me some questions. I'll answer them too. So not just only do we have the group coaching calls, but I'll also be able to have access to me on my Wedding DJ Mastery Network down below. All right. So it's to give you some different options. And if you're looking for a payment plan, let me know. Like, if anything, I just want you guys in. Like, it's really, these things, these concepts, these ideas have changed my life, to be honest. Now it's really up to you if you're ready to change yours. And a shout out to all my mentors, by the way. And like, it's crazy. Like, if you're ready to take this journey with me, crush it these 3 months. And by the way, you guys are going to be like my first group. So this is really going to help me create something more for other DJs who are probably in your shoes who want to take this full time. All right. So, cool. Who's still with me, by the way? If you guys are interested, drop a 2 in the chat in any of those things that I mentioned out there. Drop a 2 in the chat. All right, awesome, Hugo. Hey, cool. Hey, and by the way, like I mentioned, I want to keep it to 10 people at max. Like I said, I definitely want to start small, and then we'll see how we can go from there, and possibilities of building a course and all that. So, Sandy, awesome. Appreciate you guys. And by the way, just for the fact that you guys are here, this video is not going to be on YouTube. It's only going to be exclusively on my Wedding DJ Mastery Network. So if you want to replay this video, it's going to be there, and I'll be able to help you directly there. All right. And then last but not least, before I have to go, because I have an appointment at 10:50. I have to head out in a bit. Share with me something that you've learned today. Just one quick thing. And that's how I know that I did my job here today, that you have a clear idea of what to do. Now that you have this information, the next thing is, what are you going to do about it? Okay, so, and while you're typing that down, once again, I really appreciate all of you. You guys were amazing. I've been wanting to share my information with you guys and really help others, and I really want to help DJs being able to do what you guys love and impact others, and really not just DJ, but DJing is just a stepping stone of a way to enjoy life. So it's so you impact so many people, not just a client, but their guests as well. Sandy says, it doesn't matter how much you charge if you can't sell your value and service. Damn right. That is so true. Good. Thanks for sharing that, Sandy. And I think that's a good place to start for most DJs out there, just because we are already getting leads. But now you just have to improve your sales and your process. And work your way backwards with the funnel and the quality of the leads that you're getting in the first place. All right. Well, thank you, Hugo. Thank you, Sandy, and everyone else who joined. DM me. If not, I'll DM you later and give you some options as well. But just ready. Oh, DJ Joe Funk says 2. Thanks, bro. And my voice is like drying up. I need to get some water. Well, that wraps things up in this training masterclass. Hope you took a lot of value out of it, and now you know exactly what you need to do to take the next steps for you and your business, so that way you can DJ full time by mastering your craft and business. All right, I'm DJ MOJOE with Wedding DJ Mastery. Thank you so much. I talk too much, guys. I appreciate you. Shoot me a DM, show some love, and what I'll do as a bonus before we hopped off, because you guys are the real ones who stay with me, I'll do another live before December, and you guys let me know what topic you want me to cover. All right, I'll once again, I will go live covering sales, whatever you want. If you want me to go dive deep, just like a free training, if you just join my network. I don't have COVID. Oh no, hopefully just by saying that brings this video down. Yeah, anyways, join my network. I'll go live again. Let me know what topic you want me to cover and just give you more training that way. So join my network, do that. Shoot me DMs, message me, whatever, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you guys so much. Funnel and adding value from the beginning. All right, perfect. Let's do that. Funnel and adding value. Yeah. Let me take a screenshot of that in the chat. Yeah, my throat's getting dry. I've been speaking too much. All right, cool. Hey, once again, thank you all so much. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Once again, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye. There you go.